Hello and welcome to the August edition of Nordic Stories from the National Nordic Museum in Seattle, Washington. This month we're featuring the Faroe Islands and an author-illustrator named Bárður Oskarsson. And the name of the book is Dog, Cat, and Mouse. And at the end of the story, we are going to think about the engineering design process, and you get to design something that will keep you from being bored. So first we'll read the book and we'll think about, what are the problems and issues in the story? And then how might we solve those by making something using our design process? So let's get started with the book. Dog, Cat, and Mouse by Bárður Oskarsson. Mouse wandered into the kitchen. She found a bit of cheese, but she wasn't hungry. She had already stolen some chicken off the table. Mouse was bored. There was a ball of wool on the floor for Cat to play with. Meow. Meow. But she didn't feel like playing. Chasing Mouse was so much more fun. A ball of wool doesn't run away. Now they were all friends, even Dog. No one chased anyone anymore, and no one ran away. Dog went for a walk. But stopped because he couldn't remember what he had planned on doing and where he had planned on going. He just stood there in front of one of those things that dogs are supposed to wee on. Do you see that? A fire hydrant. I'm bored, he thought. I'm bored, I'm bored, I'm bored, I'm bored. He was bored because he wasn't allowed to bark or chase Cat. Mouse had told Dog to behave. That evening, the dog and the cat and the mouse sat in the living room, and no one said anything. It was so boring. Cat thought, it might be fun to chase Mouse or tease Dog. Mouse thought it might be fun to tease the cat. And Dog wasn't thinking anything, but he was thoroughly bored. Everyone slept through the night except Dog. He was itching all over. He didn't have fleas. He just wanted to bark. Dog tried hard to think, but his head tingled with the effort. He was angry with Cat because she wasn't afraid of him anymore. The next morning, Cat found a nice place to rest. Shh, shh, shh. Dog wanted to bark so badly. He was about to explode, and now finally the time had come. He sneaked up behind Cat. Oh no. Ready? Cat's heart leapt into her throat and she sprang up on top of the wardrobe. Oh, it was good to bark again, thought Dog, and it was funny to see the cat so upset. Can you see Cat? Oh no. Cat was sure that it was Mouse who had told Dog to bark at her. It's what Mouse used to do before they all became friends. Mouse was bored stiff and was just staring into space when Cat jumped off the wardrobe and came flying towards her. Okay, oh, you ready? Mouse's tail nearly fell off. She was so scared. She ran into her hole to hide and didn't stop shaking. Cat probably thinks I told the dog to bark at her, she thought. Oh, stupid dog. I'll show him. Oh my. Well, Dog was watching TV when Mouse crept up behind him with a hammer. She aimed carefully and she slammed it down on his tail. Dog yelped and howled and he hid in his basket. He sulked. He understood nothing. Oh no. That night, none of them could go to sleep. All three lay awake thinking. Cat went to see Mouse, and together they went to see the dog. They all went into the living room to have a talk. They had to figure out what had gone wrong. Okay, we can think about what is going on in the story. Meow meow, I was minding my own business until Dog barked at me, said Cat. Then why did you chase me? Squeaked the Mouse. You told Dog to bark at me, said the Cat. I did no such thing, squeaked the Mouse. And you took it out on my tail, Mouse, said Dog. Yes, that is because you started it, squeaked Mouse. I couldn't help it. I was just itching to bark, confessed the dog. And they all chatted into the night. Wait, this is nice, Mouse thought. And that is the end. Interesting. Cat, dog, and mouse. And that is how the story ends. And I think the story ends with everyone thinking about what happened in the story. And then what was the outcome? Was it good? Mouse thought it was good because they all got together again and started talking. So that makes me think about a lot of stories where there's a problem, there might be strong feelings, and then you might find a solution. What could have helped in the book? One of the problems was that they were bored, right? And I think being bored is an interesting problem. Sometimes we get good ideas when we're bored. Sometimes we get a chance to really think when we're bored. And that's sometimes when I actually can come up with some different solutions or interesting things I can invent. So that's called engineering, when you invent and build things to solve a problem. So if I think about the story, I'm going to ask, what is the problem? And imagine some kind of solution that I might build. And then I plan it by drawing it out with pen and paper. And then I create. I make a prototype. I make something. And then I test it by doing what I think it should do. And then if it doesn't work the first time, that's okay, because part of the process is to improve it and to try again and go all the way back up until I'm ready to present it or give whatever the solution is to the person that needs it. So I was thinking about this story and I thought, aha, perhaps instead of doing something, they could trick each other and come up with plans of tricky things that they could do. So they might do little funny things like they could make traps. They could do practical jokes on each other, but maybe like something that wouldn't hurt themselves, right? So I started thinking about building funny little jokes. Like if you've ever opened up a door and something falls on your head, or you get surprised when you open a drawer and there's something in there. So maybe to solve the problem of the boredom, they could do little fun things. So I thought what you do is you go around your house and you gather up different things. Could be boxes, that could be Kleenex boxes, cardboard, string, rubber bands, all those things that you have just lying around the house. And then you're going to ask, what could I build? And you could do lots of things, but I'm going to pretend I'm building a trap. So my trap might catch mouse when the mouse is trying to come eat the cheese, right? Because that's an old style trap. So I would put a piece of cheese and then I would put maybe a box on top, or the type of box that's a shoe box, right? That can fall down with a stick up. And then you get to draw it out and then think about how it's going to work. First what happens, then next, and then finally, and then test it and see if it works on the mouse. So I'm going to show you a sample trap, and then you can think about one that you can make at home. Okay, so I'm going to show you that in just a bit. I'm going to pause for a moment. Hi, this is the part where we're going to look at making some kind of mouse trap or special contraption that would be called a simple machine. It has cause and effect, or in this case, there was an inventor and a cartoonist called Rube Goldberg who created cause and effect kind of things. Let me share my screen so you can see a picture of a game. This game was called Mousetrap. So here's a picture of what the game looked like. And you can see there's a mouse. And there was different kinds of things that would happen, almost like when you play dominoes and you create a domino effect. That's what they call it. So what you can do at home is collect different objects that you might use to make a mouse trap and something to trap the mouse. You know what I found are these kind of mesh bags that produce comes in. And of course, your yarn, cardboard, string, rubber bands, different things that have different weight. And I'll show you a website that is actually called the Rube Goldberg website. And you can go here and get lots of ideas, and they actually have a contest. And this year's contest was making a machine that you could shake and pour nerds from, like the candy. So let's watch one of those videos.
Welcome to our Rube Goldberg.
You see the box of the Nerds candy and the hand sticking out. Isn't that amazing? So that is an idea of something you can do, because remember, the characters in the story were bored. And so they started playing tricks on each other. So maybe you could make something tricky